right. Everyone, welcome to Tinuiti Live. Are you excited? No. Liv, I don't think that was, I couldn't hear him.
You know, I've been told that the camera drains energy, so that we're gonna need to do better.
You guys gotta run that back. Jersey's gotta hear us. Louder.
That was better. Much better.
Now we can introduce ourselves. My name is Aaron Gooden.
And I'm Liv Smith, and we are going to be your MCs and influencers for the day.
You know, honestly, who would have thought?
I mean, it starts today.
It starts. It does start today. We hope that you guys are very, very excited. We know that over decades and years, people have been vexed about audience, about media, about measurement, and creative, and all of these things kind of working in these different silos. So today, we are entering our orchestration era, where we are bringing all of these things together. Some would say there's chaos, but we say it's orchestration.
Which you got to hear a little bit about, so shout out to Serentip for her beautiful opening to really bring data and orchestration to life. But to kick things off even further, we get to bring someone center stage of all of this shift. Someone who's been in the industry a long time. Some would say a really, really long time. And then between that and racing on the weekends and his intense fitness journey, I've been told that after, some decades, you're supposed to find things that are a little bit more low stress to balance into your environment. That's probably why he chose to help be a leader at a forward-thinking, big-time media agency. Or maybe it's because the office is the only safe space where his daughters are not covertly filming him for the TikToks. True story, by the way. Either way, please help me welcome Tinuiti President Jeremy Cornfeldt.
All right.
Nicely done.
Good job, Liv.
Thank you.
All right, so yesterday the joke was solely about my age. So Liv, well done that you expanded it. And the TikTok thing is very true. My youngest, who is sitting right here, likes to film me. Yes, I know. Except when she's filming me cleaning and speeding them up and putting them on TikTok. Which she did for a year before I even knew about them. It is so good to see so many of you here today. In fact, that we've got standing room here right now. This is pretty amazing. But by the way, if any of you want to grab some seats, there's some open seats, so please do so. All right, before I get into my opening remarks, I need to just do some very brief but very important thank yous. And Ronnie, I will do them again at the end of the day, so don't panic. But Tinuiti Live, it's a client summit. And this is for you. It's for our clients. And I want to thank you for your partnership. I want to thank you for your collaboration. I want to thank you for leaning in with our teams and for making time to be here with us today, because it's such an important day for us. I also want to thank our partners, many of whom are here today. This wouldn't be possible without you, so thank you for supporting our teams, our clients, and for your partnership. And I want to thank my team. Today is a celebration of our partnership with our clients, but today is only possible because of every other day that goes into today. So thank you all for all the hard work that you do. I'm really, really proud of you, and I'm excited for you to showcase so many things today. Okay, so as you probably know, we've had some leadership change. We said fond farewell to our outgoing CEO, Zach Morrison, and we thank him for all of his hard work and dedication in building our agency. And we are also welcoming Abby Klassen. So Abby, we welcome you to the team. We're so thrilled to have you here. She is here with us today. She made sure to wear a muted red coat. I can see her from right here, even with the lights beaming into my eyes, Abby. But we are thrilled to have Abby at the helm leading our agency, and we welcome you to the Tinuiti family. All right, so as I was getting ready for these remarks, I called Dalton and I called Diana and I said, could you guys prep with me? And so we got on the screen and they looked at me and they said, we're going through a lot of change. And I was like, yeah, I know. I know. And they kind of furrowed their brows and they were like, you better get up there and nail this. And I was like, okay. Now that the threats are over, can we just have a conversation about what's going on? And they said yes. And so I wanted to know, because I spend a lot of time with you, but they do too. And I wanted to get their perspective on what the temperature's like, what's going on. And they shared with me, and Diana in particular, because she works with you every day, just said the pressure right now is enormous. The pressure is just so intense. And so I pushed on this a little bit, and I said, is it with clients where their vertical is really challenging, or maybe there's some struggles in their business? She was like, nope, it is across the board. And then last week, I was at dinner with Iqbal, our executive client from Culligan, and you'll see him on stage later. And I asked him, and he said they had a great Q1. And I said, how's the pressure? And he goes, it's off the charts. It is just off the charts. So I wanted to unpack this and really start to understand it a bit. And clearly, right? Last year we had tariffs. We have a war. There's spiking oil prices. The consumer stays resilient, although there might be some cracks. But I think all of this really leads to a lot of ambiguity. Now, having dealt with ambiguity personally, dealt with it professionally, the hardest thing is not knowing what's going to happen next, that uncertainty that it breeds. And I feel like when there's a lot of uncertainty, it's hard to plan. Even when things are challenging, you kind of know where you are and you figure out a way to either manage through it or try and get better. But the ambiguity can be really crippling. And part of our job is to help you manage through that. But then I was talking with Shasta Caffarelli, she's our head of media investments, and she shared this quote with me that I wanted to share with you. Because I'm always someone, for better or for worse, that tries to look at the silver lining and see some positive in what's going on. And so this is what she shared with me. It's from Billie G. King, and she said that pressure is a privilege. It's an absolute privilege. Now, I know that all of you in this room, myself included, that we have worked really hard to get to where we are in our careers. But I also believe that we are so privileged to be in the space that we are in. I love working in this space because we are at the center of all this change, of how people get information, how they communicate with you, how you build relationships with your existing audiences, with new people that you want to talk to. And we get to work with all of the companies that are driving this change. And not only do we get to work with all of them, but regardless of what their revenue streams are and how diversified they are, they all turn to advertising. And so you fund them. And you sit here at the center of this change. And change and some of the chaos and the speed at which it moves, if you use it right, it can really breed opportunity. And so that's why today is so important. That's why we celebrate coming together, because all of the things that we are going to show you today, everything that we build, every new piece of technology that we build or that we license, every new concept, and you'll see all of that today, all of that is built for you. Every single piece of it is built for you, because our job is to help you manage through that ambiguity and to help you deal and take advantage of all the change and the chaos that's going on in our space. The reason I love the fact that everything we do is built for you is because it gives us real clarity. One of our core values is clients are successful and we're successful. Our success is 100% predicated on your success. And that's the part that I love about the agency business the most. Because if we're helping you deliver and meet and exceed goals, then we reap the benefits of that with you. And it's a true partnership when it's really done right. And that's the other thing that we really want to unlock with you today. Okay, so we had some leadership changes. We also had some new people join our board, which is great. And one of them I've worked with for a long time. I know him really well and I know his track record. And so I was really excited to have him be a part of our board. So when he was getting up to speed on our agency and he was talking with me about it, he asked me this question. And he said, Jeremy, what would happen if Tinuiti wasn't in the market? What would be the void? Now, before anybody panics, we're not going anywhere. We're still in the market and we plan on being in the market. But he asked me that question. And when he asked me that question, I was like, what? I got a little bit, I was like, wow, that's putting me off a little bit. But he didn't want me to answer it right away. He wanted me to go back and think about it. And when I thought about it and I really digested it, it was a great question because it's about the value that we provide. And so I wanted to share with you the answer for that. Culture in an agency is probably the most important thing. And now it's not just culture in terms of making sure that we have fun and making sure that we support each other and making sure that we have learning agendas and all of that. That's critical too, for sure, and we've got that in our agency. But the biggest thing in an agency is about marching in the same direction and embracing new things. Now, you go to any agency, any of our competitors, big, small, in between, and you will find smart people. It is not hard to go to an agency and find smart people. The hard thing to do in an agency is get all of those smart people marching in the same direction. That's the challenging thing. But that is one of the things that we've done incredibly well. And now the other thing is, with all these smart people, and nobody would ever talk about this, but as Liv has called out, I'm old, I've been around, so I've seen a lot of different agencies. And what happens is when you have some smart people that are already there and you bring a new smart person in, the existing smart folks, they get their back up. They resist. They don't want to listen to new ideas because they want to prove that they are just as smart, if not smarter, than the new person coming in. And that can be crushing. And that is when you don't adapt to change. And that's when you don't evolve. But here, in our agency, when you bring someone new in, everyone lines up to hear what they've got to say. Because we know that what we're doing today and how we're solving problems today is different than the way we did it 2 years ago. And what we're doing today is going to be different from the way we'll do it 2 years from now. And without that baked into your DNA, without that being part of your culture, you are really going to struggle. And our clients are the ones, you would be the ones that wouldn't benefit from that. That would be detrimental to your business. But that is baked into who we are. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share with you as it relates to this question is a quote. I love this quote. It's from a podcast. The podcast is How I Built This, and the host is Guy Raz. And the quote's from Danny Meyer. Now, if you're not familiar with Danny, he is the chairman of the Union Square Hospitality Group. And he's famously started Shake Shack. But this was well before Shake Shack. It was when he just had the Union Square Cafe. And by the way, there's one dinner there tonight, so it's kind of fitting. But when he had Union Square Cafe and when he started it, it was early on. He came back one day and he was complaining about problems and he was talking with his grandfather and he said he got the best piece of advice that he's ever had in business. And so this is it. His grandfather said to him, and he was kind of stern with him, he said, "Stop complaining about problems. Problems are the definition of business. And the people who do best in business aren't the ones with the least amount of problems." And I talk to my team about this all the time. Yeah, I know when we solve one problem, two more might pop up, but that's okay because we're in it together and we're going to continue to solve these problems. And when you're in a world of so much change, that's going to happen. Then he went on and he said, "It's the people who solve their problems better and have more fun doing it with better people." And I always tell our teams, I believe you buy 3 things from us. You buy subject matter expertise, you buy trust, and you buy likability. And I know, because I see it on their faces, when we help you solve your problems, and when we do a great job and we do it together, It's beyond the accolades. We know we are helping to move your business forward. And so when I think about that question, and I think about that void, we do that and we can do this because we are change agents. We embrace it. Everyone in our agency embraces it. It is baked into our DNA. And Graham, you may remember this when we were defending the business and I said to you, we want the clients that want to change their industry, change their vertical, because we are on that mission ourselves, but we can't do it alone. We've got to do it with you. And that's why we're so excited to have all of you here today and to share all of this with you. So, it is always a privilege to stand up in front of you. I love it. I love today. I am so excited for everything that you're about to see. I want to welcome to the stage Anne, who is our client from Pepsi, Tavo, who runs our strategic planning team, because they're going to talk about some approaches and some opportunities in how we unlock better audience insights and make better use of your media so that we can deliver the best possible results. Please enjoy today, and I'll see you at the end of the day. Thank you.